Bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Michel Kiliak. Je suis un scientifique et un chercheur en nutrition cellulaire. Ma motivation principale de faire des recherches, c'était une perte de grand nombre de membres de ma famille immédiate. À partir de 1973, j'ai commencé à faire des recherches préliminaires pour pouvoir concevoir un produit qui a un effet positif sur le métabolisme cellulaire. C'était les algues que j'ai choisies pour leur pouvoir et pour leur richesse nutritionnelle, pour leur membrane cellulaire. En 1973, c'était les premières recherches avec plusieurs types d'algues, avec des centaines de types de spiruline. Et on s'était arrêté sur 2 types de spiruline, dont la saline et la staxanthine. Les recherches sont faites sur plusieurs millions d'animaux. Les conclusions, c'était que les bioalgues concentrés, ils ont un effet positif fort sur la régénération. Et voilà, en 1986, le concept a déjà été prêt. Par hasard, par une catastrophe de Tchernobyl, on a eu la possibilité, une opportunité de l'utiliser sur les personnes affectées de la radiation. La conclusion, c'était la même, une forte régénération des cellules affectées. Aujourd'hui, j'ai décidé de consacrer toute ma vie, de promouvoir les bioalgues concentrés, d'éduquer le monde comment il faut utiliser ce concept pour pouvoir éviter, pour pouvoir prévenir plusieurs malaises de notre organisme. Alors, je vous invite à utiliser les bioalgues concentrés, donnez-nous des nouvelles, écoutez votre organisme et j'attends toujours qu'est-ce que vous en pensez des bioalgues concentrés. Merci beaucoup.
It was 1949. Michael Kariak's mother, Stefana, was horribly worried for the whole family. Her father had just died young of pancreatic cancer. 11 years earlier, the same cancer had claimed the life of a son. Her fears for her family, born and unborn, stemmed from a series of frequent tragic deaths due to pancreatic cancer. This kind of genetic weakness often decimated families in the region. In August of 1964, Ignat Kariak, Michael's father, was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and died a few months later at the age of 65. His own father had also died of pancreatic cancer at the age of 45. It seemed that nothing could be done. The disease was sudden and death rapid. Tragedy again struck the Kariak family in 1977. Michael's firstborn son Julian fell ill and died within 4 months. They discovered he had systemic endocrine cancer. His brother Basil was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and died. Then, in 1984, Michael's mother Stefana was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and tragically succumbed to the disease. Several years later, his oldest sister, friend, and second mother Eugenia was also diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Her death was devastating. Michael Kariak was destined to finally stop the tragedies for his family and hundreds of other families. Tremendous emotional pain, heartache, and frustration left him determined to find solutions and propelled him to dedicate his life to research. His magnificent story and findings follows. In the 1970s, the Soviet Union was experiencing serious problems with diseases in their livestock populations. The problems were so severe as to threaten the entire food supply of the country. The Soviet government mandated that universities and research centers conduct research to solve the problem. In 1973, a young Michael Kariak had just graduated from the University of Moldova with a degree in biology and cellular nutrition. During his time at the university, he had focused studying natural versus allopathic medicine. There, he researched microalgae, tiny organisms that spread out over most of the Earth's biomass and contain more nutrition per ounce than any other food. He had realized early on that these miniature factories that turn out amazing amounts of nutrients, such as vitamins, minerals, protein, and enzymes, were a solution to health problems. Because of his innovative approach to health, he was selected by the Moldova Academy of Sciences, where he was assigned to various research projects in the region. He and a small team of researchers began to test various types of algae with many species of animals. They were intrigued by some results the Japanese scientists were having with algae, particularly chlorella. This is what pushed them to investigate many other algae, including 60 types of blue-green algae like spirulina. Unlike chlorella, the cell wall of spirulina is made of soft lipids and is easily assimilated by most species, including humans. Following this breakthrough, for the next several years, the team continued experimenting with hundreds of families and strains of algae. They were making significant progress, but frustratingly not sufficient to prevent cancers, which was their goal. By 1978, the researchers had also developed advanced hydroponic growing processes and methods. One of these innovative methods was the use of bioreactors that enabled them to control and enhance the nutrients of the microalgae in powerful ways. These bioreactors were covered facilities housing man-made lagoons or lakes, in which they could control temperature, movement, and nutrients, protecting the algae from airborne pollutants, too much sunlight, or ocean mercury. These bioreactors allowed for the discovery of many new processes and techniques for growing algae, sometimes almost by accident. They made significant progress testing hundreds of algae blends, and by then they were able to prevent many diseases, including cancers, in over 20 species of animals. By 1984, they had selected the best combination of algae with extraordinary nutritional value and antioxidant protections, hundreds of times more powerful than vitamin E or vitamin C. More importantly, besides preventing diseases, they had now achieved significant gain in animal productivity when working with species like chickens that can have several generations in 1 year. It was easy to observe the progress of the next generation getting stronger and healthier than the previous one. The team continued to experiment with ways to speed up the healing process and to achieve their goals with cancers. In total, over 1,000 algae were investigated. By 1984, they had achieved goals and results beyond their wildest dreams. They confirmed that the algae blend was able to prevent and stop the progress of cancers in all the animal groups tested. In 1985, after the concept was complete and validated, Dr. Kariak was invited to join the Ministry of Agriculture as chief of the Nutrition Sciences Department. He was asked to accelerate his research for application to the agriculture industry, specifically livestock. Housing and research facilities were established for 600 workers and 200 researchers. The research center hosted up to 1.5 million egg-laying chickens in several buildings surrounding the main research facility, each building holding 75,000 chickens. Over the years, the project was able to achieve astounding animal health. The poultry achieved 100% prevention of the mara cancer, with 50% of the newly healed animals returning to lay eggs again. All this was achieved without the help of antibiotics, growth hormones, or other artificial means. This farm gained an overall 20% in productivity as demonstrated by less disease, larger and leaner animals, larger eggs with stronger shells because of more calcium, increased number of eggs per year by 18%, increased survival of newborn chicks by 8%, increased egg-laying period by 30%. In 1985, Dr. Kariak was nominated Person of the Year in his home state for his contribution to research and the local economy. The Prime Minister of Moldova recognized Dr. Kariak on national television. In 1986, Dr. Kariak and his team were about to move to even larger trials when the Soviet Union experienced the worst nuclear disaster in history, the Chernobyl nuclear explosion of Reactor 1. At least 160,000 children and 146,000 adults were victims of radiation poisoning, including thousands of deaths, birth defects, leukemia, cancer, thyroid disease, and degeneration of spinal fluids, liver, and bone marrow. Because of the results that Dr. Kiriak and his team had been having, and because it was natural and safe, the Soviet government assigned Dr. Kiriak to work in cooperation with the Health Ministry of Ukraine to assist some victims suffering from radiations. Major health improvements were observed in many of the people fed the bioalgae. Typical results included a normalization of the cell counts in cases of leukemia in less than 21 days, strong regeneration of bone marrow, spinal fluids, blood, and liver, reduction in children's urine radioactivity levels by 50% within 20 days. Many recoveries were observed demonstrating the resilience of children. Some experienced renewed health, even when the disease was so advanced that their eyeballs were bulging out of their sockets. Today, many are alive because of bioalgae concentrates. In 1995, years after the breakdown of the former Soviet Union, the economy of Dr. Kiriak's country of Moldova's had dropped to its lowest ever. Dr. Kiriak accepted an offer for assistance in relocating to Canada. Once in Canada, Dr. Kiriak became very concerned with the significant levels of diseases in America. He attributed these diseases to the poor nutrition habits, stress, pollution, the processes our foods are subjected to, and to addictions of sugar, alcohol, drugs, and fast foods. He also found there was a significant abuse and misuse of medication and supplements. In 1997, Dr. Kiriak brought bioalgae alive in Canada to help people with these ailments. Dr. Kiriak now lectures and works with hundreds of health practitioners and their clients. Already, thousands of people are benefiting from bioalgae concentrates, and several projects have already confirmed the results observed in Russia before. Dr. Kiriak has been steadily recognized in the European and international community. Dr. Kiriak has received several medals for the invention of the bioalgae concentrates and for his assistance to the cause of Chernobyl. Today, bioalgae concentrates are grown with highly advanced technologies under strict quality assurance. Dr. Roland Thomas, a naturopath and expert on bioalgae concentrates, has written 2 books about it: The Magic of Bioalgae Concentrates, The Life of Michael Kiriak, and more recently, The Magic is Back. Dr. Thomas explains the nutrition concept of bioalgae concentrates and explains what differentiates bioalgae concentrates from other supplements.
Hello, I'm Roland Thomas. Today I want to tell you about how bioalgae concentrates have so transformed my life positively and that of many of my clients. 7 years ago, before I met Dr. Michael Kiriak, I used to take over 20 different supplements. And generally, I was frustrated with taking so many capsules and getting little results out of it. Since then, I've been taking only bioalgae concentrates, and my health has been better, and my supplementation routine has been much simpler, just one supplement. Let me tell you now some of the characteristics that makes bioalgae concentrates so different from hundreds of other supplements. First of all, bioalgae concentrate is a food. How simple, how refreshing. You know, I had always been intrigued by the famous quote by Hippocrates, "Let thy food be thy medicine," but never really believed it, never mind applied it. Well, today, seeing bioalgae concentrates in action every day, I really believe that food can be a medicine. And furthermore, bioalgae concentrates is organic, as all food should be. That means free of pesticides, herbicides, mercury, or any other pollutant. I frequently tell people that eating bioalgae concentrate renders you organic. It is life-giving. And bioalgae concentrates, as a food, is no ordinary food. Each capsule contains thousands of nutrients, those that we need daily in our diet, and hundreds more. Eating just a few capsules is equivalent to eating several servings of fruits and vegetables. Another major difference of bioalgae concentrates from other supplements is the balance and the synergy that's in the blend. It took researchers years investigating hundreds of algae to arrive at this blend and synergy. The results are that bioalgae concentrate nourishes the cells of our body extremely efficiently. And what is balance? We know that when eating food, all nutrients requires other nutrients to be present for assimilation. And that's why, for example, calcium in a bottle does not really prevent osteoporosis. And let me tell you one example in bioalgae concentrates of balance. In nature, single algae like chlorella, blue-green algae, spirulina, all lack sufficient amount of vitamin C for proper assimilation by us humans. Well, in bioalgae concentrate, this imbalance was corrected by bringing in another algae with high content in vitamin C, with results of proper balance and high assimilation. And finally, bioalgae concentrate is brain food. And really, that's its greatest value, its principal differentiator with other supplements. Dr. Kiriak frequently says that bioalgae concentrate awakens the genius within. And he means by that bioalgae concentrate feeds the cells of our brain better than any other food. As we age, it's not only the cells of our body that becomes toxic and deficient. It's also those cells that make up the important brain glands. And these glands in our brain also need to be nourished. After all, they're responsible for all mechanisms of health in our body, our immune system, our blood sugar, our cardiovascular system, and all organs. But the problem with this picture is that these glands reside in areas of the brain that are more difficult to reach than others due to protection barriers, namely the blood-brain barrier. And this is an area where bioalgae concentrate offer its greatest value. In bioalgae concentrates, there are many nutrients and powerful antioxidants that easily crosses the brain barrier to nourish and protect our cells. So in summary, bioalgae concentrate is a true holistic approach. With bioalgae concentrate, rather than trying to resolve every single ailment in our body, one at a time, each with a specific drug or supplement, we focus on feeding the cells of the body, including the cells of the brain, which we know to be the most important organ of health. Just remember this, bioalgae concentrate is 99.9% pure nutrient, pure energy. It is safe, non-toxic, and simple. I'm Dr. Roland Thomas. Thank you for listening.
There are many benefits of taking bioalgae concentrates. They include cardiovascular health, improved concentration, memory, and learning, stabilization of blood sugar levels, healthy joints, prevents the damaging effects of aging, healthy brain and nervous system, protection and repair of cell membranes, protection and repair of RNA and DNA, prevention of tumorigenesis, reduction in cholesterol, healthy liver function, relief of PMS symptoms, boosting of the immune system, regulation of moods, optimal skin and hair health, optimal eye health. Today, thousands of people and professionals use bioalgae concentrates. Here is what a few people have to say about the product.
My wife has been struggling with all kinds of illnesses and for over 8 years, 9 years, and when we ran into Roland, she wants to try anything that's going to possibly make a difference. And my wife, energy-wise and every other way, and myself, I'm a diabetic, and I used to fall asleep. I'd get up at 3 and 4 in the morning, and I would, by 6 and 7, if I sat down, I would fall asleep. And when I started taking this product, I just had so much more energy.
When I started taking the superfood, and I couldn't tell at the time if it was a superfood. I knew the superfood was helping, but I was real nervous to get rid of my probiotics because I was doing that for a few years, and it really helped me so I could consume junk food like ice cream and all that. Because I was having a hard time with allergies and stuff like that, and lactose intolerant and all that. And I guess I shouldn't say that, but with the superfood I can junk out Still gain weight and be healthier than I've ever been. I had, even though I looked healthy, I had the weakest immune system. She can tell you I was sick all the time. And I didn't know food allergies. I would take my probiotics, the spirulina that you could get here in America, and bee pollen and stuff like that. And nothing comes close to his stuff.
How often have you seen the resources and budgets of a nation allocated to researching solutions for public health? It happened in the Soviet Union, and hopefully it will happen again. Over 20,000 person-years of research was dedicated to the development of bioalgae concentrates.